a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First for the Thunder, backcourt is Westbrook and Cephalosha. And in the paint, holding down the pivot of physical and cruising big man at 6'10", Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. And it's Durant, and it's Ibaka in at the 4 slot. And for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the power forward position.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Ripped away, and they're on the break. He dishes it to Leonard. Leonard shaking. Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
Oh, man, that was a circus dunk. And, guys, how many times have we seen him just drill that corner three? For whatever reason, that's just his shot. He sees that shot so well. Obviously, it's a little closer than other three-pointers, but that's his comfort zone for sure.
And also, there aren't many players better at anticipating an opponent's next move, waiting for his moment and then jumping in the way of a pass to come up with the steal. He's got that mastered. Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him. Well, you could see it at the start of the season. Oklahoma City was being driven by falling short in the 2012 finals. Their focus was on being the best team in the West, and they jumped on that goal right from the start.
Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Green. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Thiago Splitter. That's foul number 2 for him. The Spurs making a switch here. Diaz checked in. They get it again. Back to Perkins. It's stolen by Duncan. Westbrook with the steal. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's foul number 2 for him.
A couple of back-to-back fouls for him. He's going to have to be very careful the way he's playing.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for Tony Parker. And for the Thunder, the second-best regular season record in the league last season, Steve, at 60-22.
Well, and they had the best point differential in the league, Kevin, which I think is probably the best barometer in terms of how well you're playing. But clearly the Westbrook injury in the first round of the playoffs against Houston just completely took the wind out of their sails. And I would look for Oklahoma City to be back this year. With everybody healthy, they'll have a chip on their shoulders. They want to get back to the finals this year.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Well, one of the highlights last season, this team shot the ball extremely well from the stripe. Huge factor.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Here's Duncan. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He knows one of the hardest parts on scoring against this defense has to do with their prolific shot blocker, Serge Ibaka. He told me he's one of those guys who can get in your head a little bit because he's so mobile. You often don't see him coming. And Kevin, you add in his great rebounding and ability to hit from mid-range, and he's always an X factor for them. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
The Spurs have always been very mindful of resting key players during the regular season. Some of it has to do with the age of their players. Some of it is regarding talent because they knew they were a playoff team most years. And you look at the research, there is something to be said for not playing guys when they're fatigued because injuries are more likely if you play tired.
The Thunder have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Westbrook tried.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
And he's really one of the most heads-up defenders you'll see, too. I mean, you've got to take care of the ball when you're around him.
And Green gets it to go. .50 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Westbrook. Gets it to go. Westbrook's got 6 points.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Spurs have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. And that's a foul. It's called on Thabo Cephalosha. That is his first foul of the game. And the Thunder with some changes. Hashim Thabit comes in for Kendrick Perkins. And Nick Collison subbed in for Serge Ibaka.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Ginobili dishes to Bellinelli. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Pretty good performance from the free throw line last season. He was about 84% from the line.
Yeah, you know, that was one spot where they didn't have to worry about him at all. I mean, at the free throw line, he was automatic.
Thunder trailing by 5. The Thunder shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The free throw drops for Jackson. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Bellinelli. He's got 5. The Spurs shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
Well, this was a very consistent free throw shooting team a year ago. They shot about 79%.
And, you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
Well, that one miss shouldn't be too costly because he was able to make it a 2-possession lead at least.
The first quarter all around. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
And they're doing a fantastic job of finding the open man and getting easy looks.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint. Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Well, his heart might be in Oklahoma City now, but growing up, Kevin Durant said he wanted to be, of all things, a Raptor. That's right, he was a Raptor fan. A lot of it, he said, was just wanting to be part of something new.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Boris Diaz checked in for Matt Bonner. And it's Bellinelli in for Kawhi Leonard. And going back to Durant, I'm sure the Raptors would have loved to have had him. I got to be honest, I did not know he grew up a Raptors fan.
I had no idea. I'm guessing maybe he fell in love with Vince Carter at the dunk contest.
Maybe that was it, yeah. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
As you know, guys, Kevin Durant was the runner-up to LeBron James in MVP voting last season. Elite company, but for Durant, it's not good enough. He said, quote, "I've been second my whole life. I was the second best player in high school. I was the second pick in the draft. I've been second in the MVP voting 3 times. I came in second in the finals. I'm tired of being second." And as for his friendship with LeBron, Durant said, "I'm not taking it easy on him. Guys, sounds like he's taking no prisoners this season."
A scary thought. Thanks, Doris. Both shots good from the stripe.
Hey, we all know how hard it was for the Thunder going into last season to trade away their 6-man star, James Harden, but it was something that had to be done. They really missed his playmaking ability, though, and I think they missed him in the locker room, too.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for San Antonio. And we played through the first minute here in the second. Diaw can't hit.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And for the Thunder, a financial decision to trade away Harden. They've already tied up Steve money and big contracts to Durant and to Westbrook, Ibaka, and Perkins.
And Kevin, I think a lot of people questioned why they didn't keep Harden and maybe move Ibaka or Perkins. I think Perkins would have been maybe the best option, but he's really looked at as their best post defender and a guy who brings leadership and toughness. So it was a very difficult decision, but there's no doubt this team missed James Harden.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. For the Thunder, Serge Ibaka was checked in for Hasheem Thabeet, and Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Nick Collison. Oklahoma City trailing. Jackson kicks to Lamb, and it's out of bounds to the Thunder as Oklahoma City retains possession.
Now that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
Pass to Westbrook. A finger roll finish at the bucket. Westbrook's got 8. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, 5 times already the lead has changed.
Here's Bellinelli. He's got 5.
On a per-minute basis, you know, Manu Ginobili continues to be one of the top shooting guards in the game. Of course, the Spurs have always limited his minutes to protect him from injury. Last year, 25 minutes a game is about what he played.
Both free throws good from Ginobili. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And Westbrook, here we go. Solid defense there from Ginobili. And you mentioned injuries for Manu. He's had his share for his career. He's missed an average of about 15 games a season.
And Kevin, part of it is just the way he plays, just the attacking nature of his drives. He draws a lot of contact. And you look at his age, mid-30s. I mean, the Spurs want to keep him healthy, try to save him for the playoffs, so they try to limit his minutes and bring him off the bench.
Now here's Leonard. After Jeremy Lamb's miss, count the bucket. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Here in the second quarter, they've made all of their shots from the foul line. And that's a must-do when you're down.
For Oklahoma City, they have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. And the second free throw, good. And he nails the third. The Spurs have gone 4 of 6 in the field here in the second. Bellinelli passes to Ginobili. Knocked away. Now the fast break. Lamb with the ball. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Lamb's got his first points of the game.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this game has certainly swung like a pendulum.
Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. Now here is Ibaka. From 15 feet away, that one off the back iron and out.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
And Riverwalk, always a prime attraction here in San Antonio.
The Spurs would end up as the second seed in the West and were right in the hunt for being the top seed for the majority of last season. But one reason they fell short was that they just weren't as good as they needed to be during in-conference games.
Cephalosha dishes to Westbrook. Leonard with the steal. And here we go. Duncan kicks to Leonard. Gets the bucket. Leonard's got the first field goal of the second half for the Spurs.
Well, that's what we're used to seeing him do. But he hasn't had his usual impact offensively. I'll tell you what, he needs more touches.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, as you know, gentlemen, Greg Popovich is one of the foremost practitioners of the intentional fouling that sends poor free throw shooters to the line. Not exactly a fan favorite, and Pop says, quote, I think it's ugly, I think it's awful, but it's legal, it's there. If somebody doesn't want to get hacked, they should shoot free throws better. Guys, he's all about winning. Whether it's pretty or ugly, he doesn't care.
They wear you down, Doris. Thank you so much. Going back to the Spurs, they did well against the West, but Steve didn't come close to matching the win totals of every other top team in the West.
Yeah, they would end the season with a 33-19 conference record, which, you know, is pretty good, but still only 5th best in the West. It shows you how strong the Western Conference was a year ago, particularly at the top.
Here's Green, following the basket by Russell Westbrook.
Boy, this is a neat story, guys. Danny Green was undrafted out of North Carolina. And another nice find for perhaps the best organization in all of sports, the San Antonio Spurs. He's an excellent three-point shooter, over 40% from three-point range for his career. He helps that team spread the floor, and that energizes their high-powered offense.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio. And there's the call on Perkins. That'll be his second foul of the game. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Ginobili with the ball. It's Ibaka picking him up. And it's Manu Ginobili with the finish. There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And Green, nice versatility, too. Not just an outside shooter.
No, he's an excellent defensive player. In fact, Greg Popovich calls upon him to often guard the opponent's best wing player. So for Green, a two-way player, a guy who can get it done at both ends of the floor.
Perry Jones, who's checked in for Oklahoma City. And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. There's a minute 40 left in the third. Ibaka, the pass to Westbrook. Durant for three. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. 16 points for Kevin Durant.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
You know, last season, the Thunder marched their way to the top seed in the West and spent most of the season battling for that top spot with San Antonio, and it was the Thunder's play on the road that was the big difference between the two.
You know, another note on the Thunder and the road dominance. You're always going to have to be fantastic on the road if you want to win in the West. And the Thunder, Steve, clearly the best in the West on the road.
Yeah, 26 wins for them, 2 more than the next 2 teams in the conference. And the only team that had more road wins than them on the year in the NBA was the Heat. So just a terrific season for the Thunder, both at home and on the road. Of course, kind of got derailed by the Westbrook injury in the playoffs. But you knew he was going to be a project. And I think you can chalk up last season as just part of his development. But Perry Jones is going to have a long career in the NBA. He's going to continue to get better. He's got a lot of talent trying to work his way into the regular rotation.
Leonard, no luck.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Gets it to go.
Well, this quarter has gone awfully well for him. It seems like every chance he's gotten, he's pretty much converted.
And that's a foul. It's called on Tapo Cephalosha. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. And for Jones, it's hard for players with his friend Clark to come in and immediately make an impact in the NBA, and it could be a few seasons before he becomes a major factor.
And fortunately for him, and to his credit, Kevin, he seems to know that and embrace it. That's a big deal for a young player. A lot of times young players want to play right away, want to accelerate and get out there before they're ready. There's a lot to learn about being productive in the NBA, and to his credit, he understands it's a process. You know, the Spurs really have a cohesive culture, and part of that is something that Greg Popovich has been able to do, and that's being able to join guys together that normally might not hang out. For instance, you had Matt Bonner taking Steven Jackson out to a Coldplay concert last season. One way to help guys get to know each other off the court, and it helps them on the court.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter now. Back to Ginobili.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
He shot 5 of 6 at the foul line.
And he was up over the 80% mark from the free throw line last year. I'm sure he was pretty happy with those numbers.
And back to Popovich and the Spurs, he really makes a point of getting to know his players and have them get to know one another.
That's right, Kevin. He likes to have his players have a sense of perspective about the world. He wants them to know that there are other things going on besides the NBA. In fact, back in 2012, he had the players watching the presidential debates together.
San Antonio leading. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Green. And that one is hammered home.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
Oh, boy. Whipped cream, cherry on top. It always comes back to dessert for Clark.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Look, that's a whistle that did not go over very well. Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
Durant for 3. Oh, he put it down!
And a count.
What a shot!
I think that one was
at
good.
the buzzer! All right, the 4th quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Spurs.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
San Antonio making a switch here. Leonard's checked in.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint. Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game. Oh, look out! Nasty. Absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of tricks there.
I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that again.
And the dunk by Westbrook. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Bellinelli. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Thunder making a change here. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Durant for 3, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one. Ginobili with the ball. Now guarded by Cephalosha. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. Will shoot 2.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. It's going to make you earn it from the line.
And so both free throws are good. That's a 4-point ball game.
Nicely done. Without much separating these teams, that's when you have to make good at the line.
Leonard dishes to Ginobili. Stolen by Durant. Drops in the breakaway layup. Durant's got 5 points now this quarter. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
The other thing they're doing, guys, is forcing turnovers and then creating points offensively as a result.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're behind by 6. A minute 42 left to play in the final quarter. Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Allison comes in for Serge Ibaka. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He is not happy with the sloppy play offensively, saying, listen, let's make the simple play. Take care of the basketball. We can't afford to waste any possessions. Guys, can they clean it up?
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. The basket counts and 1. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Well, it's gone back and forth for a while here, but they're really starting to push out. They're looking good right now.
Ginobili with the 3. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Jackson drives in. The shot is off.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
They get a hand on it. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Cephalosha with the steal. 55 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Can't connect from short range. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Duncan. Hits the 3-point bomb. And so here is Oklahoma City. Cephalosha with it. Picked up by Ginobili. And here comes Bellinelli leading the fast break. And Green with the basket on the assist by Bellinelli. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 16-7 run. The drive by Jackson. And they go to the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Ginobili can't hit.
It would have been lucky to knock that shot down.
Yeah, that kind of shot will definitely get you the high eyebrows from the coach, and maybe get you a seat on the bench, too.
And here's Jackson. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. And the Thunder lead by 10.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the fans out of the game today, and the closer they get to the win, the quieter it gets.
Yeah, we call that the sweet sounds of silence. They're going to savor this win, as well they should. Every road win carries a little extra reward.
San Antonio calls timeout. They trail by 10. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, they can call timeouts all they want, but it's not going to do a whole lot of good at this point.
Yeah, this one's about done. The writing's on the wall. There's nothing they can do to change this one.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within single digits. And both free throws good for Mills. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's Lamb, off target. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.